In the last video I talked about doing a more in-depth video on lapping film. Actually won't be doing that because I've already done one. So if you just look around at the videos and stuff, you will see there's actually two videos. I don't know which is which. I think they're both pretty much the same. I don't know why I have two. I don't know why I do a lot of things I do, but anyway, boop, there it is. Alright, so this is a razor sent to me from, everybody knows Gonzo. Rockin' and Shavin', okay? And this is a Wade & Butcher, and you can see the chip right there. Alright, it's not a bad chip, just right there at the toe. But he says, hey, let's get it out. Fair enough. Alright, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could use a DMT and literally just take it and just kind of start rocking it out of there. It's going to take you a little bit of time, and you have to, you can already see it, starting to go away. It's kind of contoured right there. And you know, that is a good fix. I could, you know, keep going or whatever a little bit more. Some things to be careful of. You got to make sure the metal is pretty good right there. That's where a microscope would come in and make sure there's not any cracks or anything. Or, you know, you would just, if there was some more corrosion right in here, I would just take a closer look at it to see. It looks pretty darn decent right now. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it like that, actually. I'm going to just finesse it a little bit more. I might just put it on the power sander while I got it out. Or you can use the Dremel tool. With the Dremel tool, I recommend using a jig, is what I call it. It's a contraption that I had built for me. Here it is right here. This is a block of wood, has magnets inside of it to hold your razor. Okay, so I can put it on here. This is mainly built for like sanding a razor and holding it in place and everything. It's got, you know, a little ridge to keep it there. But I can put it over here, and actually what I would do is take the scales off so it lays flat. And it gives me something to hold on to right here and just kind of use my Dremel tool. Alright? I'm not going to use the Dremel on this today. I'm going to use the Work Sharp knife and tool sharpener. This is about a medium grit belt. Why? Because it's the first one I grabbed out of the bag. And what I'm going to do, turn that on please, plugged in, quit playing with plugs, thank you. Is I'm going to take it like this and kind of bring it down like that very gently, okay? The reason why I'm starting back here is I'm trying to round the entire toe, alright? Eyeglasses for protection, and here we go. Step back a little bit, please. It's a medium grit, so it's cutting a little bit slower than something else, but it's taking away less metal. So, you know, not as fast. If I had a coarser grit on there, more metal would be coming off more quickly, which could lead to more room for disaster. If that makes sense. Alright. Also, you want to check the temperature. Anytime you're using something with power, be it a Dremel or what have you, keep it cooled off. You know, you don't want to get it too hot to touch for too long or whatever. That's where you can start to lose the temper. Lose your temper or something. And you know what? I'm going to call it good. The hardest part about doing this type of stuff is knowing when to quit, honestly. Alright, let me show you what we have here. Compare that to before. Show you the end of it. Can't really tell. Yeah, it looks fine. Do a little bit of just right here. Just kind of getting off any roughness, which, you know, I could do with the stone just as easily. Alright, we're ready to hone up now. Okay, so that's that. Oh, so yeah, this is probably a little bit out of sequence, but while we're here, while I got you here, I'm going to take the scales off of this. This is gonna be rescaled. I hate Wade & Butchers, those stupid worn out things. Had to put something in there to kind of fill that in. Not but a thing. Okay, so what do you need if you want to start honing? You know, earlier we were talking about just doing touch-ups. So if you want to start honing, what do you need? Well, first you need a bevel setter. One thing, you know, people always say, all right, you need a bevel setter, you need something between 3,000 to 5,000 grit, you know, 4,000 usually. Then you need around the 8,000 grit range. Then you need like a finisher, 10,000, 12,000, you know, something like that. That, you know, let's say we're just talking synthetics. Starting off, honestly, I would go with synthetics. I still use synthetics a majority of the time on a lot of things. They're consistent, they're quick, and they take less strokes. It's most of your natural stones, like, you know, I showed in the previous video, for finishing stones are going to take, you know, 50 to 100 strokes. Finishing on like an Aniwa 12, you're looking about 25, 30 strokes, you know, somewhere in that range. Yeah, you're going to read people out there doing, you know, 150 strokes or whatever. If you got to do that many strokes, you miss something. I'm sorry. I don't have time to do that many strokes, you know. I really don't. This is really starting to sound kind of like a strange video. Anyway, if anybody's wives hear this audio only, they're going to be, what the hell are you watching? So, you know, which one's better? Whichever one you have. You know, people always ask, you know, what's the best pocket knife to have? The one on you? The one on your person? And there's a lot of truth in that.
No.
I hope you're not drinking milk in this whole thing. Let me get you some fresh milk, okay? Alright, so which brand to get? Kyocera is recommended a lot for a bevel setter. I've had a couple of other bevel setters. I do have the Shapton series. I do like it. It's fine. Shapton is not cheap. The Shapton glass stones, or either the Shapton Professional. The Kyocera is pretty darn good. So, you know, if you like those, go for it. Bob, I'll call you back in a minute. They do work very, very well. Trying to think of some others out there. You know, the Naniwa. Most people get like a Kyocera 1K and then a Naniwa like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, 8K, and then 12K. That's an incredible setup. Lapping film works fantastic. You can, you know, use it. If you didn't want to get the 12K, you want to get something else, I would get, you know, like the, the Apache Strata. Or instead of, you can get like an 8K and go to the Apache Red and the Apache Strata. Again, the question is, how much do you want to spend? What I recommend is getting a setup as minimal as possible. And what I mean is just get, you know, a 1, 3, an 8, and either a 12 or a natural. Just one for now. Learn that system. Okay? Don't get 3 different finishing stones. Don't get, you know, 2 different bevel setters. Now, one of the most important things a lot of people miss when they're recommending stones is probably your most important stone. What the heck is it? Your DMT. Alright, this is your lapping stone. It's going to help keep all your stones nice and flat, help keep them refreshed. You know, they get embedded with all the metal and everything, the dirt and debris and stuff off of it. Helps clean them, refresh it, work as they're supposed to. A lot of people, you know, talk about wearing down the stone prematurely. You're not going to. If you ever seen a Shapton stone, let's see, they're pretty thin. Let's see, thinner than this. What about that thinness? 5 millimeter on the stone. And most of the guys using Shaptons will use either a DMT. Most of them use the DGLP, Diamond Grit Lapping Plate made by Shapton. And they'll use it over and over again as they're sharpening the razor. Instead of just, you know, like some people just use it, before a sharpening session, or every couple of sharpening sessions, just do all the stones. These guys, will use them periodically as they're sharpening on that particular stone. Gentleman I know has been doing that for years and still has the same set of stones. So no, you're not really going to wear them down prematurely. Like I say, there's so much of that is really just opinion. Hey baby. Hi. Are you riding a miniature skateboard? And so much is just, dependent upon your wallet. I mean, the best advice I can give you is don't buy anything else until you are consistently getting good results with your first set of stones, whatever set of stones you may buy. One thing I've done with several guys that I think has been really helpful is I will send them a razor with nothing but the bevel set. You watch videos and stuff, and people will say, well, set the bevel until you can, do this with your thumb, or this with a tomato. All right, well, I don't know what this means with a thumb, or whatever. With the tomato, I mean, what if yours is a little more ripe or not ripe and a little bit harder? I mean, there's so many variables with that. So what I cut arm hair, and it's not the best way because you're limited on hair unless you're a gorilla. But for me, it is the most effective. If you find another method that works for you, great. Now, okay, what I've done is I've done nothing but set a bevel for people, and I send it back to them and says, all right, you learn your test. This bevel is set. Okay, you go set a bevel or something you think is set, and you compare the two. Whether it be your thumb pad, or whether it be cutting arm hair, or cutting tomatoes, or slicing and dicing and whatever. Compare the two. That way you know what a set bevel feels like. Now you take this razor. Yeah, it's different steel, different grind. It's gonna have a different feel. Blah blah blah. You get the idea. Okay, you'll get a pretty good idea. Of what the bevel should feel like with the razor I send you with the bevel set. So you take this razor and you put it to the side, and whenever you bring out other razors to hone, you now have your control. You can say, okay, this razor, this is what a set bevel feels like. Okay, great. Let me compare it to this one. I think it's a great way to do it. I believe it works pretty good. If anybody wants, to learn honing and wants to do that, I'd be glad to do it for you. $29.95, 1-900-3845-46. Check, Visa, Master, credit card, American Express. So that's it, folks. I'm going to get off here, let the puppies in, play with the childrens, and return some phone calls. Hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed 4th of July. I appreciate everything that those of you who have helped our country have done to make it what it is, except for Obama. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy your shaves. Don't let the BS drama of these groups get to you. There's this is freaking shaving. Why we have so many vaginas and, ulterior motives and stuff out there. I don't know. Shut up and shave. Quit being a pussy. Put a freaking skirt on. This crap gets old. There's a lot of it going on lately and everything else, Support our vendors, support our American vendors, our American craftsmen. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.